Hello, I'm the Movie Geek and Happy New Year. 2018 looks like to be an interesting year for film, but before we get on to 2018, maybe we should look back at 2017 and what made the films of that year stand out. This list is in no way a full extensive list. I have missed some of the biggest films this year, or in 2017, but I feel like my top 5 wouldn't change that much after I'd seen these films, so I'm quite happy to put this out now. So here are my top 5 films of 2017. An early 2017 film comes 18 years after we first saw this character. Logan is the 10th film that has the appearance of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. And after 18 years, it is a fresh take on the character. A film that uses the lifespan of the franchise and the age of the actor to best effect. Twice. We see an old, dying Wolverine caring for a 90-odd-year-old Professor X. It's a great final outing for both Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart. After the R-rated comedy we had with Deadpool, we get an R-rated, gruff, noir-feeling, Western-type genre of superhero film. It completely changes the character. He's not young, but he is still quintessentially Wolverine. A perfect end to a great character. For more thoughts, check out my review. It was one I actually did go and see.
You still have time.
Another film from earlier in the year, which is a lovely claustrophobic horror film from the mind of Jordan Peele. Get Out stars Daniel Kaluuya as he is tricked into a weekend with his girlfriend's family. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to get into spoilers here, but it works best if you do not know the outcome of the film. It's an interesting piece on race relationships and shows racism can come in many forms. The film keeps you on edge, making you dig into the arm of the chair. It is a truly great film. And even up to the end, you won't be feeling safe just from the character's point of view. It is an excellent film, and it's in my top 5. Again, check out my review. I did watch this. It wasn't a brilliant review, but it's okay. It gives my point.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
This was supposed to be a massive flop, and even the studio were working their hardest to derail this film. But Wonder Woman, directed by Patty Jenkins, was successful, and it's enjoyable, and it's a change to the superhero genre. The first female-led superhero film since the flop that was Catwoman and Elektra back in the early 2000s. It seemed to pull away from the tried and tested tropes that went before. It fit into the DCEU, but also it changed it, and it made it better. A new colour palette and focus to give this film a breath of fresh air. We get nods to superhero movies that have gone before, and we get a strong female protagonist that isn't just good looking, but is also strong. She's also smart and fallible. She does make mistakes. She learns from those mistakes. I said in my review for Wonder Woman that she has become one of my favourite superheroes just because of the film. And that is true. Personally, it's knocked Batman off the second place. Gal Gadot, for all the whining people out there, did and still does embody Wonder Woman. I would even go as far as to say that she is either level or at least maybe a bit higher than Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. It's an excellent addition to the superhero genre and set a benchmark for the future female-led superhero movies. Check out my review, it's on my channel.
Wonder Woman, rated PG-13.
This was a hard decision, as both directors of the top 2 films are 2 of my favourites, but one had to beat the other. And the reason why this film came second is as follows. Baby Driver, directed by Edgar Wright, is a brilliant film. It is a musical film, as the soundtrack is a character in itself. It follows Baby, who has tinnitus and is the getaway driver for Kevin Spacey's villain. I loved this film to a point. The final act was a little bit of a letdown for me. The opening had a great car chase and set up the skill that Baby has. A conversation later on sets up how well Baby can drive, where it said that he led police around the Spaghetti Junction for hours in a cat and mouse chase. It kind of felt like it was building to have that in the final act, but it just didn't go anywhere. Also, the happy ending seemed a little bit tacked on for me, and it didn't feel right. I don't, 5 years in jail, and then you're out, happy ending. Didn't like it. Again, I'm not hating on the film, I just felt like it could have been better in the final act. Still, it made second place, so it's not all bad, is it? Unfortunately, I saw this late. I never got to review it when it first came out, but I may go back, because I do love the Edgar Wright films, so... Like I said, it was one of my top 2 favourite directors at the moment, and this had to go to Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk. I watched this over Christmas. I didn't see it when it came out at the cinema, but I watched it over Christmas, and oh my god, it is so good. It's a fast-paced, gut-wrenching film set over a short period of time and cut in a way that only Nolan knows how to do. It is one of the films that I wish that I had seen on the big screen because of the scope of it. The beginning is pretty much a silent film, giving minimal dialogue, letting the visuals speak for themselves. This continues, and despite there being some dialogue between like the pilots and the soldiers on the beach or on the boat, or the boats that are travelling to Dunkirk, the dialogue isn't the key source of information, and I love that. It's just a visual film. It is what filmmaking is for. It's somber, and as such shows a lot of the characters sitting in silence or sitting in fear. It works for this film, and like I say, everything is explained visually, and it's just so wonderful to watch. I love the way each scene plays into the next, or even into the previous scene. We see characters appear, and then we see how they got there. No one stands out as far as the last. Everyone pulls the weight and makes this film stand above the rest. It doesn't hang around. It shows the need of the soldiers on the beach and who comes to save them, all within a short 109 minutes. And he does it perfectly. My favourite scene is the rousing scene when Hans Zimmer uses Nimrod from Edgar Elgar's Enigma Variations, and all the boats coming into the beach. It makes you feel proper. I don't know. It makes you feel good. It did bring a tear to my eye, and if I'm honest, it goes a long way to cement why Zimmer is one of the best composers around today. A superb goosebump-inducing film that doesn't glorify war, but it showcases the unbreakable human spirit and wartime solidarity and togetherness. With the final shots of Kenneth Branagh's Commander Bolton stating that he was going to evacuate the French rearguard, it emphasises the strength and will that this film embodies. My favourite film of 2017. It came in late, but it's there. It's top. You can't beat it. If I was to watch something else, I think Dunkirk would beat it.
You can practically see it from here.
What?
Home.
So that was my top 5 films of 2017. What's next? We've got 2018. What? God damn it. Here's the top 5 worst.